Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11 says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. Mistakes are inevitable, no matter how careful we are. Some guide to profitable advancement, and some may lead to ruin. They are all pointers to our fallibility, while testimonies are pointers to God's help when we fall. Men will always keep the record of your mistakes for their future use, not to lift you up, but to clip your wings of flight when you want to fly. But God uses your mistakes to give strength and hope. When you come to a difficult hill to climb, you are left with two options: to give attention to what men would or are saying about you and be discouraged when they clap no more, or to continue to seek God's grace as you forge ahead, especially in time of trouble. I remember in my elementary school, in a particular class, a young girl and myself used to vie for the best in two subjects, arithmetic and English. She was good in English, and I used to find arithmetic as fun then. In one examination, an English language test, we were asked to write the plural of a list of words. As usual, the two of us were to it. I quickly did mine and submitted earlier than any. I had confidence. She submitted hers afterward. She was not happy I finished and submitted before her. The teacher looked at me and smiled. But when the result came out, I scored 99% and she got 100%. It was a very disappointing day. During correction on the blackboard, I saw my mistake. I was angry with myself. I wished the teacher could just overlook it. I was into a competition. The question was to write the plural of child. I wrote children instead of children. That was the accent I was used to, not the way it was written. That one letter N dropped the quality of my work with 1 mark. Since then, I gave myself to critical view of things. I valued quality over competitiveness, how things are being used and the context of events. It was a mistake then. That was in 1971. But I could still hear the voice of the mistake, not to condemn me, but to call my attention to diligence and carefulness. Mistakes are not woe for as long as you learn from them. Mistakes don't terminate your destiny if you gain from it. And you don't give up. It has taught me to be critically observant in things or any engagement. Not afraid to make mistakes anymore, because I have hope in the future. Beloved, every letter of the scripture has a voice. Listen to it. Every act in an event has its impression. Learn from it. We make mistakes when we run faster than time. We make mistakes when we take our eyes or heart away from the work and focus on what our contemporaries are doing, thereby establishing unnecessary rivalry. We make mistakes when we run on another man's clock or time. We make mistakes when we drop what we are best at for what we don't have clue to or where it will end. It is a copy anyway, and not a vision. We make mistakes when we succumb to pressure of the people to do what they want and not what we ought to do. We make mistakes when we get into unnecessary competition and rivalry, which the Bible regards as walking iniquity. On the other hand, a useless race. The greatest mistake is to follow the direction or way of the sinner rather than the way of the Spirit. Don't make the mistake in this new season. When men bring your past mistakes to you, it is to weaken you and subdue you. but you can look at it and see how God has helped you. This is the strength of God in your weakness. Beloved, we are in a new dawn. What have you learned from the past seasons? They are still speaking, not with the voice of condemnation, but of carefulness and wisdom. It is our thought that our mistakes could stop our progress and advancement. The truth is this: there is a virtue in you called treasure. No wall can cage it, and no troop can stop it if you stick to the rules of courage and vision, according to Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. You need to put it to work. It was said of Joseph that his branches run over the wall. With all he went through, he stuck to the vision. And when he stood before Pharaoh, Pharaoh recognized it and said, "This is the Spirit of God in him." The treasure in you is what we announce you. Invest in it. Don't make another mistake to ignore, abandon, or engage in useless competition in this new dawn. Wisdom of the crow of the cock is: take advantage of your mistakes, learn from them, and listen to them. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 says, "Wherefore see we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us."